Oliver's Garden, Part 2. The next morning, City of Truro arrived with Judy and Jerome. When they saw Oliver sitting in the garden, they couldn't help but chuckle. "Sitting in the garden, are you?" teased Judy. "That's a fine landscape you got there," laughed Jerome. "Very funny, you two," huffed Oliver. "Just get us out of this garden, and put us on the rails, please." "Certainly," replied Truro, as the workers set to work. Soon, the two cranes started to lift Oliver and Toad back on the rails. Just then, a car came into view, and as the door opened, it was Jones, the refreshment man. He came walking along and expected a mess. "Well, this is a sight to behold," he remarked. "Oliver, you are quite an issue to that matter, and you do not let this happen for once." Oliver looked at the man. "Sorry," he said. "I didn't mean to remind you, but who are you?" "I'm Jones. It was my first job working for the new restaurant. Mary and I were working on making Italian food together for many years." "Well, that's very nice of you, and pleased to meet you," smiled Oliver. No worries," replied Jones, rubbing his hands. "But I want to know if there's a person who is rude to the visitors and shouting at you and your friends." Everyone glared at the older woman. Maria went pale as she glanced nervously all around them. She couldn't speak until finally found her voice. Well, I can explain," she said slowly. "You bet you are," said a voice. It was Sir Topham Hatt, who arrived on Zack. He strode towards her with an angry look in his face. "You clearly have no respect for the customers in the new restaurant, and you shouted at my engines as you're working in the garden. Most of all, you should listen to Jones's advice while working at the new restaurant." But, stammered Maria. "No buts. I will no longer work at your new restaurant in your garden. You can't take a job now. We'll have to send you home. You're fired," said Sir Topham Hatt sternly, and walked away. Maria felt terrible as she went towards the restaurant. Jones could see how sad Maria was, and he couldn't help feeling sorry for her. So did Oliver, who had felt rather guilty. Maria had to sit on the bench at Osburg Station all by herself, and nobody even looked at her as she watched the engines clatter through for their trains. She was very sad because nobody wanted to do her job right, and she felt terribly sorry for what she had done. It was a very sad day for Maria, and a wiser woman indeed. Next day, Maria asked the station master if she could come to see Oliver in the shed at Osburg, and he agreed, and together they walked towards Oliver and Toad. Oliver asked Maria why she got fired for her job. "Because I only want to do my job right after I make more food for my garden, and Sir Topham Hatt was scolded for me yesterday," replied Maria sadly. "Well, you must apologize to me and my friends to see how sorry that you felt, and you should have another chance to redeem yourself, to be a working hard woman." Maria stared at Oliver. "A second chance?" she asked. "Indeed I do," said Sir Topham Hatt, who arrived at the shed. "I also heard that you upset me for so long, and you should have another chance to be good. People will laugh at you for yesterday, and I will not have that. You should apologize to my engines at once. But if you made another chance, I will send you home and fire you." Maria sighed. She knew what that meant. With a deep breath, she apologized to Oliver. "I'm sorry that I was shouting at you," she said. "And I should be the one that annoyed you," puffed Oliver. "I should apologize first, and I'm sorry too." "Can we be friends again, Oliver?" "Of course," tooted Oliver, with a big smile on his face. Sir Topham Hatt was pleased with her, and Maria smiled too. "I'm very happy to hear that," she said happily. At last, Oliver and Maria are now friends again. That evening, the customers came from all over Sodor for Jones's newest restaurant. There is to be a statue for Oliver, and the new water fountain has to be built. A heaping helping of white noodles with green vegetables. Everyone was enjoying themselves immensely, and Oliver was glad that Maria was being friendly of all, and so was his Great Western Engines. Even Natasha, who was also glad that Maria had a changed woman indeed. From that night and day onwards, passing by Jones's restaurant was a happy occasion. Jones and Maria always made their time to wave as Oliver, Duck, Natasha, Zack, Truro, and the Scottish twins tooted happily by. They hardly saw Maria, and everything was much more peaceful.